Hey everybody, it is Elson932 on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me for week 5 of Married at First Sight Australia. Y'all, 88% of y'all are coming through and not subscribing. Y'all are apparently liking coming back, but you're not hitting subscribe. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe. It doesn't hurt anyone, except it hurts me when you don't hit subscribe. So episode 17, Adrian feels like he was treated unfairly last night at the dinner party. He asked her if his behavior had anything to do with how she behaved. So he's trying to say, no, darling, you acted up, so I acted up. Adrian, get out of my face with that foolishness. Athena agreed and said, it's not okay. It's not okay for the way he behaves, and someone needed to hold him accountable. And Adrian thinks she's deflecting. She's deflecting. Okay. Billy and Sierra, he has heard that Sierra apologized to Athena, but she didn't apologize to him. She says she's upset with his wife swap comment. Yes, it was terrible, but not as bad as you going out to dinner with another husband behind your husband's back, Sierra. Don't try and move the goalpost. So the commitment ceremony, Elliot and Veronica, she said she was disappointed in how he behaved to the group and to Lauren. He regrets how he handled it and he should have apologized, but he does apologize then to Lauren. And, he said his checklist is in the bin. He's no longer rigid because it's not productive. Okay, let's give quiet snaps because I don't quite believe it. Let's give some quiet snaps to Elliot for throwing away his checklist and saying it's not productive. But I don't believe it's going to stay and it ain't going to last long. Okay? They both say stay. Lauren and Clint, they like each other. Lauren said it's been an upgrade. Clint says she's the most beautiful woman to him. They both say stay. Okay. Jackie and Ryan, they apologized to TJ and Beth for the ruckus at the wedding. So Ryan said the morning of the wedding, Jackie had listed out all the issues she had with him. And I'm like, why, Jackie? Why? The morning of the wedding? Jackie said his behavior was disappointing. He should have understood her needs. I'm like, but did you tell him your needs in a nice way, Jackie? He can't understand what he doesn't know. But you have to do it in a nice way. And she brought the list of issues she had with it. Jackie, leave that home. He said he'd rather not go through it. I agree with you, Ryan. I would rather not go through it. But she reads it anyway. And he takes it as ways he can improve. I don't believe it, y'all. So another quiet snaps because I don't believe both of them and what's going on. But they both right stay. Ryan Jeff, she tells the experts about the text that Jackie sent Jeff. Jackie barely wanted to talk about it, y'all. But anyway, on a good note, Ryan and Jeff have been intimate and they are good together and they both wrote stay. Sierra and Billy, Sierra says she made a mistake. So the expert is like, what exactly is the mistake you made? And Sierra said lying to Athena. Billy's eyes are wide open like mine, like, well, I was owed a conversation. I'm your husband. And the experts were right there. They like, you broke Billy's trust. She's like, yeah, she could have addressed him. And he's like, he's just frustrated. And then Sierra's like, deflects to the wife swap comment saying, you can't treat it like a piece of meat. No, he cannot. No, he cannot treat you like a piece of meat, Sierra. But we understand Billy's frustration with you. He said it's not acceptable. It was wrong. He said it was mean and it was based on Bill's frustration. He has shared with her more than he's even shared with his mother. Okay? He said he gives her, and he gets nothing back. Billy wrote leave. Sierra wrote leave. And based on the show, they will both leave the experiment and move out. She says she wishes they could stay after he opened up about asking her to share. No, Billy, no. Leave. Please, Billy, leave. She said she was treating him like the enemy, and that was wrong of her. She was so inside herself, and she regrets the leave. Billy does not regret it. He said he had the convo with her many, many times, and nothing has changed. Billy, thank you for sticking up for yourself and not allowing her to keep you there a moment longer. Beth and TJ, okay. They said there are 2 cups of still water. Now, what is that? Somebody put in the comments, please, because I looked it up. You know, when I don't understand slang or innuendo, I'm going to look it up. They said they are like, TJ said they are like 2 cups of still water. Apparently, that means they are 2 positive, harmonious connections. I never heard of that. They talked about their wedding, how they like each other, which is great. She said she never had a boyfriend, remember? And he said he is fine with her bringing up all her emotions. And he said that is his way of building trust with her. They're both right state. I like Beth and TJ. I do have hope for them. Jamie and Dave. Jamie again said that they're like ride or perish together. And I'm like, girl. She says she has love for him, but she's not in love with him. Jamie, it sounded like Dave is just a fly-by-nighter. Said they're on the path to love, okay? He says he cares for her so much. So they both wrote stay. Karina and Paul, she is content. He talks about the future. They both write stay. Marina and Tony. He said he stopped leaving. They've been dating. But she doesn't feel it. She said she wants a gentleman. And he keeps fist bumping her and putting her in a little headlock. And she don't like it. He said, sorry, but it's fun. So they ask her, what is the problem? Rye and Jeff, come out and say, hey, we have a special handshake, that includes a fist bump. And Marina can't believe what they're asking her. What do you mean that fist bumps are acceptable? He says he will change, no hug, he said he'll change, he hugs her tight. But y'all, Tony gonna be stressed out enough not to want anything. But she keeps finding fault. It's like it doesn't say how he can show affection. The man is showing affection. But they both right state. Adrian and Athena, they speak about him leaving because he was not in the promo, y'all. Adrian was not called for the second promo shoot and he decided to leave his ring and tell her pack his things because he's leaving. So John said, you not showing empathy, you just left her hanging. When things hurt your feelings, you go into attack mode. And she is afraid of your reactions to her feelings, and that is destroying your bond. I am with you, expert John. I'm with you because he gets into attack mode as soon as her feelings are hurt. She's trying to make a point. He don't want to hear it because that means he's bad. He's been behaving bad. Athena said it validated how she felt invisible. He did not consider her at all. He was not there for her. He said when he is heated, he gets into self-sabotage mode. He said us men do that actions or emotions. And it's like, wait a minute. It's not just men. And expert Alejandra had to say that. So he said he did wrong. He wants to do better. He wrote stay. And Athena wrote leave. Whew. Athena said it does not feel worth being away from her son's milestones. Girl, I agree with you. John said, do you believe Adrian can improve and turn around? And she's like, yeah, I heard him say it. Athena, I'm going to need you to get a backbone and put the brakes on this. Because you're fighting for something and for someone who don't want to be there and not showing that he wants to be there other than to cuddle. Y'all, cuddle is a synonym for something else. It feels like tonight was a wake-up call for him. He said he truly believes it, but I'm not sure he's able to. John said he has to do some big time lifting. I don't believe it. Episode 18. The new couples move in. Lauren and Elliot. He enjoys doing laundry. And she thinks it's a girl's job. Remember, I learned what a trad wife or traditional wife is. Lauren wants to do all the housework. He needs to go hunt and gather. But Clinton's like, I like laundry too. Jamie and Dave, Billy went to give them his fish. Jamie is not thrilled to have baby fish at the house. Okay, she is not thrilled. Tony and Marina. Tony is shutting down since he cannot fist bump or talk to her. Adrian and Athena, they're living away from each other. Adrian is walking in and wanting a hug and acting like things are fine. And y'all, they meet with friends and family. His 3 sisters, the twins, and I guess another sister, they take his side, and they're pointing fingers at her. Her sister comes in late and was sticking up for her. Because when Athena said, oh, I'm a great mom, and the sister's like, yeah, right. Kind of like, if you're a great mom, why are you here? And her sister just reared up like, oh, no, you are not. talk about my sister here like this. Athena stands up to Adrian's sisters, and the sister made a snide remark, and I was like, why are you doing this? His sister, they walk out, and Adrian goes out with his sisters and says, he gave up his job, his friends, his dog, and then his sister says something that I wanted to jump through the TV, y'all. His sister said, if you put a bow on a trash can, it's still a trash can. So they're calling Athena trash. Now, ladies, I know you're sticking up for your brother and all, and there are ways to stick up for your brother without talking down to the woman. I'm like, now, what are the other ladies that have ever come into his life had to deal with this? Oh, Athena, you need to go. Jeff and Rye, they meet with family and his friends, and I'm like, please don't bring the friends that you already know. Said they were not connected on the honeymoon, but Confessions Week have brought them closer together, and the families are thrilled. Ryan and Jackie, their friends are coming over. His friends noticed that his vocal spark isn't there, and they were like performative for the friends. That's what I took out of it. Her friends asked, did he redeem himself from dropping her at the wedding? See, Jackie, I know you're telling your friends stuff, and it's not positive stuff. I mean, Jackie, come on. So she's like, oh, he didn't ask me about my head again. And the friends laugh at the whole crazy eye thing. And I'm like, no. But hey, Jackie's fine with it. I'm fine with it. So Jackie pushed him and said, what else did he say to the men? Remember, Ryan said that Jackie was good at oral festivities in the bedroom. Okay? So he said he took ownership, he apologized, but Jackie, why would you want the friends to know all of that? Why would you want that open again? But I ain't Jackie. So her friend said that Jackie needs constant appreciation in the friendship. And said, his friends say, well, Ryan needs time to get there because he hasn't been in a relationship for a while. So Ryan doesn't really, know how to handle this right now. And I'm like, okay, I can see that. He hasn't been in a relationship in quite a while. So maybe, there's some growing that needs to be done for Ryan. Okay. So Veronica reaches out to Lauren and took her some margaritas, which I thought was really funny because Elliot said Lauren couldn't remember anything because she had too many margaritas because the margarita is her favorite drink. Lauren says that, he's different, her husband now, and that Elliot is full of shh, and that it won't last. And Veronica is mad about Elliot's dinner party behavior. Veronica, I'm not sure you should be talking to Lauren. So then Lauren and Clint do the photo challenge. She downplays his listing on the women because she says he likes scruffy women because he said he liked Jamie. Remember, since the hens party, Lauren been coming at Jamie and downplaying, oh, her nails are too loud or this is too loud. So she's saying since Clint liked Jamie that he must like scruffy women. Lauren, the shade. Clint says, with Lauren, what you see is what you get. And she was talking about the men and laying them out. But they both placed each other in the first position. Then they watch audition photos. He said he didn't want a couch potato and he liked someone who rather liked hiking. She said she don't hike. She'll take a stroll with her friends, but she don't hike. She said she wanted a 6-figure man, but she wanted an alpha as well. He said he's masculine, but in her eyes, he's not alpha. And what she said means he's not alpha is that, he had on a bikini bottom for his spray tan. So I'm guessing Lauren doesn't want her alpha getting a spray tan. I thought that was hilarious. I guess, if he got his nails done too, she wouldn't like it. Veronica and Elliot, they do the photo challenge, and he was focused on looks for the ladies. And Veronica tried to tell him, hey, attraction is more than just physical attraction. It's more than that. She is placed first, but she said she's not learned anything more about him. She placed him third after Dave and TJ. She said because Dave and TJ are open and vulnerable. Oh, Veronica, you placed your husband third. I see you, girl. Episode 19 begins with Adrian and Athena. Um, apparently she had texted her twin to be nice to him, but he told his sisters to like go for it. So he blames her sister for escalating the conversations. Adrian thinks he's done nothing wrong. Athena says she done. Athena, you done said it before, and you're at your second dinner party after saying you're done. Girl, I don't believe it. Adrian is thinking her sister's the problem, okay? And that, she doesn't own up to her sister's actions. Karina and Paul said they had a good family visit. Veronica and Elliot, the confessions letter. He talks about his 9-year-old self handling his sister's health issues. Y'all, I just don't feel comfortable talking about people's health issues. So if you want to know exactly what his sister's health issue is, you could certainly go look at the show. As I said, we're on episode 19. So his dad, he said his mother was so emotional, so emotional. The doctors were talking to her and she was just so upset. His dad walked in. His dad was very stoic. He handled the issue with the doctors and everything was handled for his sister. He said this is why he never wants to be overwhelmed by emotions. Veronica says he doesn't have the capacity to look within himself and share his emotions. So she asked him about his feelings about the event. She said, you said it's the world was ending, but how did you feel about it? She said there was no deeper understanding as to who he is. And he felt like she wanted more from him, like it wasn't enough. He said that she doesn't have the ability to listen and it's not enough for her. He felt diminished. So y'all, they spend the time apart. And Veronica, it was just over and over. She's like, that's not what I said. I said, I haven't learned more about you. She's like, I didn't say you didn't give anything. I didn't learn anything more about you. So after they spend time apart, she comes back to talk and there's still a disconnect in the conversation. So he grabs the letter and said, what is this? So she's like, what does this tell me about you? Veronica's like, you were there. You experienced it. You didn't share your experience. So then he shares with his sister that he loved more than life. She's like, that is what I want to learn about. Your connection with your sister. That she was the love of your life. You love your sister down. So y'all, I'm understanding both sides here. Elliot feels like he's sharing a major moment in his life, a major moment for his family. It was deep rooted and it certainly changed how he emotes or don't emote because he wants to be stoic like his dad. So you have to read a little bit lower on the surface, and I wish Veronica went there, but I understand Veronica. She doesn't want to put words in his mouth. She doesn't want to say it's something that it's not. She wants you to tell her. Now, in Veronica's thing is, you didn't tell me how you felt about it. You told me what happened. You told me it was major, but how did you feel in the moment? How do you feel now about health and family and decisions? How did 9-year-old Elliot feel? So I understand both. Veronica's tone was kind of like she's shutting down because it's stockpiling for Veronica. Remember, Veronica got, the whole you've done this before, then the dinner party, then, the superficial photos with the ladies and this. So it's piled up for Veronica. I don't agree how she did it, but I understand both of them. So she said, she says, don't paraphrase my words, because when he paraphrases, it looks like she's talking down to him and down about him. And she's not. She's like talking like, I need more. Let's go deeper and deeper. So Elliot says she has a defense mechanism. She's being passive aggressive and her sarcasm is like an overreaction. He says she's reframing and talking like a person of authority, and he felt her tone was condescending and resentful. I could hear that from his part, but that's not what she meant. In these instances, they need a third-party expert to help them with this communication. Because one is talking about what they see, and the other one is talking about what they feel. She said she's giving him time and space to adjust. This is what she's doing. He says he can handle the truth. She's like, you cannot, since you cannot handle this conversation. And she goes, don't raise your voice at me. I'm being civil and setting a boundary. and he starts shutting his emotions off. He got stoic, y'all, and I'm like, Elliot is shutting down. He feels like she did not want to have the deep conversation. He appreciates her saying that she had her walls up. But, she did give him grace for the dinner party. Veronica's like, how should she deal with someone like him? She cannot make herself smaller. And I'm like, why, girl? Why are you making yourself smaller? But I think what it is you need to dig deeper, Veronica. You need to help him dig deeper. And I think that's it too. Veronica thinking Elliot is coming ready-made. Like he already dug deep and knows how to dig deep. And you need to draw it out of him, Veronica. But you said when you got here that you can't stand the BS and you ain't gonna work in BS. So, gotta get that shovel to dig through some BS, Veronica. Jamie and Dave, they had a great family visit. They have worked the assignments and the experiment. Dave's family is all about, hey, y'all really connecting? And her dad was like, oh, I don't want to really hear this. But it was a great family visit. Marina and Tony, they had their friends visit. Marina says it's tough. He's putting things under the rug, and she brings up what she doesn't like about him to the friends. And Marina is going on and on and on and on and on again, y'all, just like at the dinner parties everywhere else. His friends can see both sides, but her friends are on her side. Maria says he took her personality away. How? How did he take your personality away? Because all we see is your personality. Tony is just quiet most of the time. So when he found out that she was 57, it took his personality away. What? So they split up with the friends. So Tony goes to sit with her friends and she stays to sit with his. And, Tony is over it. He said they will be friends, but they won't blossom into anything. And Tony does reveal he wants kids. And the producers are like, well, that's new. If we had known that, we wouldn't pair you up with someone who couldn't have kids at 57. So her friends tell her. She will tear into him. Why y'all tell this man to go tell her? Why y'all tell this man? Marina will tear into Tony. But hey, that's the advice. He said he hopes she understands since she has kids. Marina talks and talks and talks and talks. It's hard to get a word in edgewise. How would she have learned he wanted kids? She got to stop talking. And the last time he asked her to stop and give him a moment, she shut down. So Tony tells her and finally shares, and she's tuned out. She's like looking all over, y'all. She's looking all over. She does not believe him because of his delivery, how he said it. Marina says he disrespects her again because she cannot reproduce. He has blindsided her, and now she has no respect for him. When did you have respect for Marina? Because I can't find that. Okay? Y'all, episode 20, this is the dinner party. We start off with Karina and Paul. They wake up in separate apartments, and we're like, this is the strongest couple. What's going on? So they went out with Ryan and Jeff. Karina said, they were coming home from dinner. They turned up the radio in the car. Some rapper was on. And she's like, hey, I was with that guy. Jeff and Rye had a good laugh about it. But Paul was upset. He was offended, y'all. He got so angry. He wanted to not talk about it. She was like, well, what are you upset about? He later on says he felt trapped in the apartment and he got so angry, he punched the wall. And at some point he said he punched the door. So I'm not quite sure, but he punched at the wall or door. He said he's upset and he's ashamed at himself. Karina says, hey, I am not afraid of him. Okay, but she wants to hear what he has to say. When he comes back to the apartment, they hug and he cries and apologizes to her. Y'all, it seemed very sincere. But we got to check that punch in the wall and the door. He checks in on her. How does she feeling? She said she's more worried about him. And she says it should not have blown up like that. And he does admit to overreacting. Now, y'all, tell me what you think. Does this one moment define who he is? Or is it just something to watch out for in the future? But it happened so quickly. What are your thoughts? Because this is really, really strange for me. I don't think it defines him, but it's something that wasn't done to him, and he lashed out. So I'll be concerned. Like, you can't share about any of your past relationships, Karina? Or is it the fact that you shared it with an audience, meaning Jeff and Rye? Tell me what you think in the comments. Karina said, he has to put in the work and move forward. Marina and Tony, she feels like his wanting a baby is another reason not to choose her. Elliot and Veronica, they're separate. Okay, they're in separate quarters. He wanted to talk so they could walk into dinner together. She said she's not going to spell out the issue with him because they both grown. And he said, what do you need me to apologize for? She's like, I'm not your mother. Oh, I was like, Dad, gone it, Veronica. You really said you didn't put up with no BS, but this ain't BS right now. He said he came with no apology. Okay? He didn't come with any accountability, and he just wanted to start an argument. That's what she said, y'all. He said, hey, enjoy your last dinner party. I was like, is that a threat, Elliot? Enjoy your last dinner party. Ooh, wee. So y'all, to walk in alone is Elliot, Veronica, Athena, Adrian. They walked in alone. Jackie feels like she's owed an apology from Rye because she was disrespected. Paul does confess to the group as what happened, and y'all, it got quiet. Dave does speak up and say, hey man, that was not cool. Elliot said, yeah, he got to pull him up, but this ain't the right time to pull Paul up. They need to do it privately, which is very mature of you, Elliot. Now, Adrian and Athena. Adrian says showing up for Athena is going for a walk. The whole table laughs. And he said, yeah, movie night too, but they were tired, so they didn't watch a movie. And yeah, they'd gone out for a nice dinner. When he named the place for dinner, everybody laughed. Apparently, it's not a fancy or nice place for dinner. It's just a chill place. And Athena said, you've asked what I need. I have told you. And you don't know what I need because you don't care. Well said, Athena. With Marina and Tony, he said he's been struggling. Marina goes on the attack again, and she attacks the group, and they groan. She's like, you were not there at the wedding. He wants a baby, and that's why he doesn't want her. Tony says the way she challenges everyone and pushes them, and it pushes him away. He says, you're beautiful, you're pretty, but your personality is for the shizzes. Tony finally is speaking up. She's telling her confessional that she has a lot of love to give. She deserves to shine and be treated like a lady and not by that baby calling Tony a baby. And I'm like, Marina, then act like a lady. Act like a lady if you want to be treated as such. He doesn't want to do anything for you because you are on attack mode. Veronica and Elliot, she says she got nothing from it. Everybody in the group is kind of looking at her because they're like, Elliot shared something really strong and traumatic for his family, and I understand. And she's like, what was your pain? Define your pain. And I could see both sides, but the group is totally on Elliot's side. They said maybe that is all he can give, but again, she wants deeper. Jackie decides to confront Rye, saying Rye was disrespectful and rude, and why did Rye bring her name up in commit me ceremony when they should be focused on a relationship? And Rye's like, yeah, I did. I did focus on my relationship, but guess what? Within my relationship, you sent a text to my husband, and that caused a little bit of friction in my relationship. So Jackie's like, well, Rye was throwing shade. Rye said, this is a Jackie issue. But Jeff is like, how did this start? Jackie's like, I didn't start it. Jeff is like, how did it start? You sent a text to me behind Rye's back. So tell me now how you didn't start it. Rye says she is done with Jackie and all the drama. She's done with Jackie. And I'm with you, Rye. And y'all, that is the end of the episode. Next week, we will have another weekly roundup of Married at First Sight Australia. I hope you will continue to join me, and I hope you will also watch the weekly lives that I have with guest appearances from other YouTubers. So again, wish you continue to join me, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.